Before we get to today's show, I wanted to share a quick reminder that being financially organized is one of the biggest factors in building wealth. Want to be a millionaire? It's not going to happen if you're not organized with your money. So, how can you get organized? Well, our favorite app is Empower. It's free, allows you to connect your banks and brokers, and it gives you daily income and expense updates. Ready to try it out? You can sign up at thecollegeinvestor.com/empowermoney. Hello, welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. I hope your day is going awesome so far. Today's topic: seniors with defaulted student loans could lose over $2,000 a year in benefits. And we'll explain it in just a second, but anytime you hear a topic on the podcast, you can dive deeper on it, get the research, the resources, the links, and everything at thecollegeinvestor.com. Type in those words on social media too. We're pretty much anywhere you are. Connect with us there. We'd love to hear from you. All right, let's take a look at this. So, Senator Elizabeth Warren pressed Deputy Treasury Secretary nominee Frances Brooke at a Senate Finance Committee hearing over whether the Treasury Department will resume garnishing Social Security benefits for seniors with defaulted student loans. In the exchange, which you can actually see the video of, we have it up inside this article, Brooke could not say how many borrowers are in default and declined to comment to keeping the current pause on Social Security offsets in place. Here's why this matters. Treasury now manages the defaulted federal student loan portfolio after the Trump administration announced in March that it would move collections out of the DOE. Under the Treasury Offset Program, the government can withhold a portion of Social Security payments from seniors who have defaulted on federal student loans. This is also the same power it uses to seize tax refunds. If confirmed, Brooke would be the second highest ranking official at the agency. A quick backstory here. Actually, a quick note that yeah, you can garnish wages to pay debts. However, it would never have to get that way if the people who could be in default would just pick a new repayment plan, because they could actually qualify for $0 payments. Anyway, we have articles all about that too at thecollegeinvestor.com. I just thought it was important to bring up. Now back to our regularly scheduled podcast, The Backstory. Last year, Education Secretary Linda McMahon committed to Warren that the department would maintain its pause on Social Security offsets for defaulted borrowers, a pause McMahon said she personally ordered after the administration announced it would restart forced collections. Since the defaulted loan portfolio moved over to the Treasury, Warren's been asking, is that commitment still going to hold water? Brooke's refusal to affirm it leaves the policy's future unclear. Probably just means that they haven't made a decision yet. Let's take a look at the numbers. 9 million federal student loan borrowers are currently in default, the largest default total ever. The New York Fed reported that 3.6 million defaulted since October alone, with credit scores dropping an average of 91 points because of it. At least 450,000 of them are seniors who could see their Social Security benefits reduced through offsets. Now, borrowers subjected to those offsets have seen their benefits cut by an average of more than $2,000 per year. The government has used offsets to withhold over $1 billion from American Social Security benefits over the course of many, many years. It's not just one administration doing this, but according to Warren, the latest data shows seniors with student loans are roughly twice as likely to be in default as younger borrowers. What they said. Asked how many borrowers are in default, Brooke answered, "I don't know the specific number, but it's more than it should be." End quote. When Warren pressed for an even, a ballpark figure, he offered none. Quote, from Warren, 9 million people who are in default right now and whose financial lives will be in your hands, and you don't even know who they are. End quote. It's not the first time Warren has pressed the administration on the default crisis. She led a 62 lawmaker coalition demanding action in June. On the offset question, Brooke repeatedly said Treasury acts as a fiscal agent and that he would work with Warren's office if confirmed. Quote, all I need you to do is say we're going to follow the same policy that the Republican Department of Education was following, and I can't get an answer, end quote. Warren said before announcing she would vote against his confirmation, quote, I'll be a no on you, end quote. Also, to be fair, both sides do this stuff. I just need to throw that in there because I don't want anybody to come away from this podcast thinking they're liberals or they're conservatives. I'm just telling you what happened. That's all. All right, now we go back. Let's connect the dots here. The defaulted portfolio Treasury inherited totals roughly $179 billion, and collections pressure is building on multiple fronts. We're talking wage garnishment, which will be estimated to restart this fall, with defaulted borrowers facing a 15% paycheck hit. Whether Social Security offsets stay paused is the biggest unanswered question for the roughly 500,000 seniors in default. Brooks' nomination heads to a Senate Finance Committee vote. Treasury had already signaled plans to ramp up defaulted loan collections, so just kind of watch for whether it formally adopts or abandons the education department's offset pause. We will definitely keep our eye on that. But if you are in this situation or you know somebody who is, if you're already in default here, you can find a link to what happens when you stop paying your loans and also how to get out of it. Look, we want to help you to avoid any of this wage garnishment nonsense. There are repayment plans, there are options, there are ways to get out of it. There's all kinds of stuff. You don't have to worry and be anxious about it. Just head over to thecollegeinvestor.com. We got all the resources for you. Ask us point blank the questions you want answered, and we will provide them on social media. Search for The College Investor. You're going to find us pretty much anywhere you are. We're there. We want to come alongside of you and help you avoid default altogether, because you can. It's not the only option. All right, that is our show for today, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks so much for being a part of this and for stopping by today.